There's a lot you don't know about me, Aph.
Oh, really, Travis? Well, as they say in the trade on Aphmau's channel, challenge accepted. Minecraft MyStreet. This is by far one of my favourite roleplay series on YouTube at the moment, partly because it's intriguing and relatable, and partly because each and every character of the series has had noteworthy, if not significant, development. But out of all of them, there is one character that is still surrounded in mystery and uncertainty to the point where they themselves likely do not possess the answers really need to figure out the truth. Travis. As a comedic character, Travis is perfect. The way he's constantly getting beaten up by women, or at least was, for hitting on them in the most terrible fashion is hilarious to the viewer, even though it's technically abuse, so we shouldn't really be laughing at that. Whatever. MyStreet is a comedy series, at least in part, even though it's been really sad recently. But throughout the MyStreets, Season 1, he is perfectly portrayed as the goofy, flirtatious guy who pretty much fell in love with whichever girl he sets his eyes on, and then got beaten up by them. So why is he such a mysterious, unexplained character whose past and present don't match up? How do we even know that Travis has ever been any different? Well, enter MyStreet Phoenix Drop High. In this prequel series, we again see Travis as a featured character, but this time, something doesn't quite add up. He's really the first person that Aphmau has the nerve to strike up a conversation with, and vice versa. This was my first impression of Travis as I saw this series first, so you can imagine my surprise when Aphmau's timid and impressionable not alone buddy showed up at her doorstep, and neither had any memory of each other. Now, I'm sure you're quick to point out that MyStreet Season 1 was filmed and aired before MyStreet Phoenix Drop High, despite them being chronologically the way around. In fact, on the wiki page, it actually says the following. According to a post on Aphmau's Tumblr, the series plot was not determined at the launch, but much later on.
What a cop-out.
It then goes on directly addressing Aphmau and Travis on the very first page and the episodes that contradict themselves. Namely Travis's first appearance in The New Guy on January the 2nd, and Her Best Friends on March the 3rd, where prior knowledge of each other is confirmed.
We used to be close, remember? I know you.
For some reason, I don't remember that very well.
I get the point the plot was decided later on, but the writers wouldn't just change the plot randomly for no reason and expect it to flow, as before. So if they wanted a not alone buddy to show up at some point, then why choose Travis? And why make it super obvious this was completely intentional? Travis used to appear so much of the time when this was going on. He was a really important character, and in fact, he is now again, because there's even more mystery behind his past. And then, of course, there's the obvious point. He completely changes in personality. He goes from a shy, friendly guy with a passion for theatre and a crush for Kaitlyn, into a flirtatious, girl-crazed creep with a lust for the ladies and a crush for Kaitlyn. That part didn't really change, except for the fact that he didn't know who she was. How did that happen? Well, honestly, people change a lot. I believe Aaron said there's 10 years between Season 1 and Phoenix Drop High Season 1. I can't actually find where that was, but I believe that was said, and it kind of makes sense. So, while it's possible that Travis can change personality along with his hormones or whatever to develop such a contrast to the point of insanity, and yes, I mean insanity, it's very unlikely. So how did it happen, you may ask? What drove Travis over the edge and turned him into an insane creep that no one even remembers? Well, in this case, it's not what changed him, but who. You see, Travis used to blindly follow one other character. I'm talking about someone who undeliberately won Travis over and was desperately trying to get rid of him. Dante. What, Dante? But Jacob, we all know Dante was the one corrupting Travis. That's no surprise at all, you may be telling yourself. And you're right, it isn't. It's clear from the get-go that Dante's the one who initially starts off as the flirtatious one in Phoenix Drop High. We all know that he corrupted Travis, but what people may not realize is just to the extent that he originally went to. Travis finally followed Dante that he no longer has any reminder of his former self, including his memories. But that's a big stretch, isn't it? To back up why Travis lost his memory, we have to back to even further, to an even earlier version of himself. As many will surely know, Travis Valcrum originates from Minecraft Diaries. In that series, we learn that he's a quarter warlock, which explains why he's able to survive a house explosion. He must also be aware of a lot of magical knowledge, since he has perfect access to it even in high school. And he also mentions somewhere that his dad actually is a potions teacher of some sort. So what if I were to tell you that Travis could have been so conflicted by Dante's influence over him that he could have sought a magical solution to block his own memories of everyone he knew before, and goes as far as to inflict the same result upon them? He could have just asked Lucinda to do it, but certain character dynamics and elements of the series lead me to think this is quite unlikely. So who did he ask? Who did wipe everyone's memories? Who could have done that successfully? At first I thought Travis himself could have performed such an action, but it obviously affected him as well. But then another option made even more sense.
It seems that this Jean changed her memory.
He had a power to manipulate memories. Around this time, he also discovered something else. He had fallen in love with the Lord's daughter. He wanted so desperately for her to admire him, but she didn't. Desperate, he hatched a plan to sneak into her bedroom at night and alter her memories. He was almost successful, but someone told on him, and he was caught. And by order of our Lord, he was executed.
You are hereby sentenced to execution. Your plot hath been brought to attention by your own brother. What? By dawn, your sentence will be served. Now, see him out of my sight.
After that, he came back. I don't know how he came back as a Shadow Knight. Killed the Lord and his family. Then he wiped everyone's memories.
I mean, of course, you were going to say, but Jacob, not everyone has the same powers that they have in Minecraft Diaries. Well, I beg to differ. Behold this clip.
You overreact to anything having to deal with her.
No, we don't!
Yeah. Recognize that thorn from somewhere? And also, clearly at the very beginning, during the Minecraft Diaries Big Move side story, where MyStreet actually originated from, the characters are shown to clearly have a concept of alternate dimensions. I will leave that one down to the fact the story wasn't developed yet, and the timeline wasn't fully processed. So I will excuse that one. But going back...
He said to me,
I'm going to leave you to rot. No one here is going to remember you. Not even our mother or father. So now, you'll wander this world alone. Someone needs to remember.
Now, obviously, he's not going to be that cruel in MyStreet, but that explains why the only person who we know remembers Travis is Dante. Except, actually, I have looked back on the episode, and it does say that Lawrence met him, but it only says that they have met, so I don't think that really counts. I will let that one slide as well. But by the time we get to the Her Best Friends episode, this is no longer the case, because Travis and Aphmau remember each other now. Aphmau confirms this, actually, that they were good friends before he moved. And it's important to note that he is the one that moved. Not moving into the MyStreet neighborhood, he is the one who moved before them, and Aphmau remembers this, and this is the first memory that she has stated about Travis. So, what happened? Well, I'm no expert, but a full memory spell for so many people must be very complicated, even for someone like Jean. Obviously, we don't have the whole idea about gaining immortality and killing laws here. That is something that does differ from Minecraft Diaries. So Jean's magical power must be far more diminished. And of course, Lucinda does say that no potion lasts forever. And this is a forever potion, obviously. And I'm assuming that spells are the same, because again, she managed to freeze Gareth, but he unfreezes automatically at a different stage. It is clear that when a spell is really, really active, and there's a lot going on as a result of it, it takes less time to diminish. Time, say, for example, 2 months? Maybe between, I don't know, January the 2nd and March the 3rd, 2016? I believe so. But let's take a step back a second. Dante must have known exactly what was going on. The spell faded over just in time without anyone noticing. Everyone's memories returned back, and that was it. But it's incredible that he agreed to let him move in the first place, even with the overspending on feathers. I'm not saying that Dante's intentionally causing harm to Travis. Both guys were young and impressionable in their high school days, and no one could really blame them for that. We all go through that phase eventually. Dante's wiki page does state that as he matured, he keeps his flirty personality, but is not as bold. Dante no longer plays another person's emotions, but still makes mistakes. It's safe to say that by season 1, Dante is learning the error of his ways and is trying to make up to Travis by offering a place to stay, at the time at least contributing to the rent. Seems fair enough, right? Right, but there's no way about that. Except for one tiny smidgen of a detail. Dante quickly regrets his decision. As I've said before, Travis's proximity to the rest of the neighbors makes them and themselves remember. Him and themselves remember. And as Travis continues to get more confused because his memories no longer match his personality, and is constantly getting beaten up, he slowly goes crazier and crazier, which, if you ask me, is exactly what happened before and caused Jean to censor everyone's memories in the first place. Once again, for Travis's sake, Dante has to interfere. Though throughout the rest of Season 1 he doesn't really do that much, he makes up for this in Season 2. Enter MyStreet Love Love Paradise. Side note, what kind of name is that for Tropical Resort? Who comes out with that Love Love Paradise? Never mind. As we know, the series starts off with the team rushing off the Tropical Resort last minute after Aaron and Dante have won tickets to a place that has been selling out for years. What's shocking about this is they timed their entrance when every single person was at their house except for Travis. Originally, my theory was that Dante somehow convinced Aaron not to say anything about the tickets until every single person who had a connection to Travis would be united and evacuated away as quickly as possible. But we later learned that Aaron wanted to keep it a secret for Aphmau, and the reason that they acquired them was that kissing contest, whatever. But Jacob, if Dante's trying to save Travis, why is he abandoning him on his own? Well, for that exact reason. He's still trying to save Travis. Dante doesn't know that Travis will imagine he's made everyone disappear and go even more insane than he already was. All Dante knows is Travis's proximity to the others was making him remember, so the remedy of this was getting everyone the heck out there. Remember, Dante still makes mistakes. This also explains why they can't call Travis. The phone lines, I don't know if they could have been deliberately cut or something so he can't stay in touch. Hence why it took 7 agonizing episodes and a house explosion for Travis to finally arrive at the resort. And in case you think that's a stretch too far, Travis didn't even know anyone was at the house. He just expected the guys to be there. So this meeting was clearly called, but he knew nothing about it. And he was the only person who was not there as a result of that. Now, on the subject of his arrival, we've already said that Travis is a quarter warlock, which explains his magical ability to survive the shock, fall, and explosion that meant his arrival when only one of those things would have otherwise been enough to kill him. He wouldn't be the only character that survived multiple death-threatening situations. I mean, I love Aaron as much as the next person, but really, that guy should be dead. I mean, he's lucky that he's a werewolf, because otherwise, he's gone. But at this point, it's clear that Travis is outright insane. He has allowed himself to be corrupted, beaten, and abandoned by his peers until he no longer remembers them. One of the funniest, silliest characters in the saga so far is in fact a psychologically scarred man who blew up his own house and is prepared to jump off a building when he realizes that he is beyond salvation. Wait a minute, beyond salvation? But this was about a year ago, wasn't it? So what happened to Travis in that time? He's clearly salvaged himself, isn't that right? Well, yes. I believe that there is a way that Travis has been saved. Just like one person destroyed him, one person alone fixed him and made him who he was supposed to be. Kaitlyn, who is the one person who Travis is equally affectionate for before and after the memory incident. Kaitlyn. Both times he falls in love with her. Remember, love is stronger than magic, which has obviously been proven again by Aaron's intervention over Aphmau's 2 forever potions. Something that seemingly was so powerful that was even beyond remedy and almost drove Aphmau to kill the person that she used to love the most. It was overpowered by the sentiment itself. Back to Travis, when he thinks that he's dead, his largest regret is not getting to see Kaitlyn anymore. Because of the affection felt between the two, which at this point is undeniable, it may be possible to slowly build up the original Travis again. And it was. The one girl who conveniently shares a friendship group and a passion for theatre. Remember that next time that someone tells you that hashtag traveling should not work. Traveling saved Travis.
Date.
No, seriously,
Date.
I think that's
Date.
Aphmau.
I don't know what this is, but like,
She's on the
date.
floor.
But obviously there's more to do with Travis now. We don't know why in this last episode it seemed like he is possessed by some sort of ghost when he sees the book. We don't know why he used to have blue eyes and now has green eyes, a symptom of forever potions, but should have worn off and become permanent on him. We don't know that yet. And honestly, it is far too early for me to speculate, and I can't really make a theory about it because it's probably going to get explained. I stand severely corrected. As of the editing of this video, there's actually a comment on the latest MyStreet episode by a person called Kitten Cats, which says that maybe Travis is possessed by the other Zane as a forever potion to try and block him out, but it's not working, and that's why he still has green eyes. Now, I don't know about the forever potion bit. I'm still a bit skeptical on that one, but the whole idea about being possessed by the other Zane, the spirit that Ghost was originally after, I'd love that, because that would tie in a lot, and that would solve the entire Ghost versus human Zane problem that we have going on right now. That would actually be absolutely brilliant, although obviously a possession doesn't make your eyes go green, so I guess that's why the forever potion would be trying to block this ghost out. And maybe that's because the ghost is still there. That's why the forever potion isn't everlasting, because the ghost actually has to exit Travis in order for the potion to become complete. I just convinced myself of an argument that I thought I'd had for a long time. You know what? That's actually my current theory right now. That's what I think has happened. Thank you so much, Kitten Cats. May your comment live on forevermore. So, I don't think that this plot hole's ever going to be explained if Aphmau on a Tumblr is only going to say that it was down to the series. It is just a theory after all. But what are your opinions or viewpoints on the matter? I'll be very interested to know. And if enough people agree with me, I think actually I'm going to try and actually send this to Travis himself, Patrick M. Seymour. Probably don't know if he's ever going to see this. I don't know if anyone's ever going to see this, because I don't think many of my followers are Aphmau fans, and don't of much of which I don't actually have anyway. So who knows really? I want to see how this video happens, and I do want to do more theories in the future. So please do show some support, either like or dislike, because your opinion matters. And on that note, until next time, farewell.